Good morning, everybody. It is October the 2nd, 2015. We're going to experience a Newsday trade today. Either unemployment numbers or FOMC announcements are the two biggest news days of the month. And we've just gone through a huge FOMC announcement. And today we have the September unemployment numbers. And August and September unemployment numbers almost always miss. 12 out of the last 14 years, they've been revised upwards too. So the expectations this morning for 200,000, give or take, non-farm payroll numbers, unemployment at 5.1%. Goldman Sachs has said they're going to come in higher, north of 210, and that the August numbers will be revised higher. So the point of saying this is that August and September numbers usually are revised higher. The bottom line is, can anybody believe it when you see everything that's going on, the announced layoffs, etc.? So, and it doesn't really matter. We'll have to react and we'll have to trade the headlines. So, looking at the numbers, 203 non-farm payrolls, unemployment 5.1%, private non-farm payrolls 195K. 195,000. Hourly earnings, the default, plus 0.2. Average work week, unchanged, 34.6. And then we go to factory orders at minus 1.3%. So everything is pointing towards a recession right now when you look at the macroeconomic numbers, and factory orders will too. So hopefully we don't get into another recession. We sure don't need it. So 203 is the number the market will focus on. There's a potential for a whipsaw if the unemployment number comes in different than that, and then we're down to the news. So looking at where resistance does lie, starting out, and this would be the numbers are big enough that you can blow through support and resistance instantly. In fact, you expect the initial reaction to the news on the 10-year to be 12 to 16, 30 seconds, sometimes as high as 24 to 28, depending on how big the mess is. So the first resistance area is going to be basically 24 plus or minus a tick. Second resistance area is going to be 28. So we've got resistance at 24 to 28, and the easiest trade to see would be failure to get through 28. That would take us down. The put play has been huge the last 2 days in treasuries. That's where the hedge is going. So they're covered. They're long cash, long the puts, and if the numbers come in worse than forecast, then so be it. They're covered until the market moves on to the next piece of news. Second sell zone will be 31 to 03. On the buy side, we'd be trying to buy the 17 to 13 area right now. May have to pay 21s to get in, depending on the news. But these are levels where we'd like to engage the market without news. And then 5 to 13. So we do have to live through the news. So how do you trade the news on this extremely volatile situation? We trade it by entering the market after the news is hit. Sometimes you have to get in the first 30 seconds. And then if the market does not extend the range, we exit the trade. And that's a safe way to do it. If you're not that nimble, and most novices and beginners can't make the decisions as quickly as you need to make them, then we recommend you let the dust settle and work development. And on the note, that would be whatever developing value is, the mode is plus or minus 230 seconds. So what we deal with is that the market gives the initial reaction. Say in this case it moves up. Number comes in lower than forecast. We've got that first bar. The first place, if you want to get in with the news, would be at the mode mean. The second place to get in, assuming the market moved up, would be the value area low. And the third place to get in would be where the market was when the news hit hits, and that's usually pretty close to the bottom or top of that particular bar. Then if the market fails to extend the range, you get out, and that's the best way I know of to play the market without getting without absorbing or having to face too much risk. If you are going to trade the news, and that's the only way that you can really gain the max benefit off of that news, then you got a position in front of the news. There's no liquidity on the news announcement. I mean, it just totally dries up. The market makes its big move, then it settles down and it trades. And that does require extra risk. So if you were trading normally a 5 lot and you felt very strongly about the news, then you would trade a 1 lot or a 2 lot. You'd keep it. You know, you make sure the risk, if you're wrong, doesn't destroy your earnings of late. Sometimes it can take 2 weeks to make up for a loss that you can absorb if the news is way off the mark. Okay, on the 30-year, we'd be selling failure to take out 24.28. And then the second trade would be 7 to 11. On the buy side, we'd be trying to buy the 9 to 13 area. Then basically 29 to 01. Yeah, the ink is invisible, and it's going to be invisible. It's not on the recording, so I'm still doing it. Chris is looking at a couple of new programs for pen. I've got a bamboo pin pad. We're going to try to see if we can get that to work, but any meeting or my IT guy changed something on us and it no longer shows. Any meeting is working on drawing tools right now. They're not there. So we should have something back here, either probably from our end. So buying the 57.9 to 13, buying 57.01 to 56.29 would be where this market would be. Okay, gold. We thought gold was going to sell last night. It did. We had the 5 to 7 as the buy area, and then the buck. So basically, we had support at 1100 to 1105. So 3 to 5 is buy 1. I'm going to go down to that high volume area, 95.97 for buy 2 because of the news. If the unemployment number comes in higher than forecast, the market should sell. And there are a lot of people out there believe that not only does the shadow knows, but the gold market makers know what the news is going to be. And that they're saying that the unemployment number is coming in higher than forecast, given the price action. Sell 1 would be 10 to 12. Sell 2 is 15 to 17. Put an article up this morning on demand for physical. People, the U.S. Mint and other providers cannot meet the demand for physical silver, physical gold. Second something comes out, it's gone. And I know here in Wichita, my buddies that buy metals, they have to stand in line and wait for some guy coming in or some gal coming in that has to sell their gold or silver, and it's bought on the spot. Why are people doing this? Fear. They see what's going on around them and they don't like it. Okay, the euro is selling from the overnight. We had last night in the euro, we were hoping to sell the 25 area. The high was 15, so we didn't quite make it. The euro is lower into the news, so they're telling us that the unemployment number might come in higher than forecast. So first buy is 1150, and then we're going to open it up. We're going to make 1100 buy 2. On the sell side, first sell is 1200, and then we're going to make sell 2 1250. Really open it up because this thing can move 100 ticks pretty easily. Looking at crude oil. Trying to sell. The high came in London in the 45.75 area. We were basically trying to sell. Our number 2 sell zone was 45.75 to 46. Got up to that, and that's kind of where we are right now. So we'll just 45.75, 46, sell 1. And then 25 to 50, sell 2. On the buy side, 44.75, 45 is buy 1. That's where we are. That's where support is. And then 44, 44 and a quarter, buy 2. One of the neat things about crude, if you think about what's going on in the Middle East and the potential for explosion and things to get, the war to expand, is that the fracking industry, we only import 25% of our energy needs. So if you had an administration that wanted to make some tough decisions and take a tough stand, if supply was curtailed out of the Middle East, we're actually in a position with the Canadian oil sands and our fracking to supply most of our needs. Not all of it, but it wouldn't take too long. So it's not, war in the Middle East is not as catastrophic as it would have been 3 years ago, and that's one benefit from the fracking revolution. And I'm not, well, we do have war all over the Middle East, and it's expanding, and we are arming up Iran, and we're funding that war over there. And Russia and China are in Syria and Iraq and Iran because they want part of that $100 to $150 billion that's kicking on. I mean, it's just, you could not make a worse series of mistakes than our country is doing now. Plus, we're disarming in the middle of it. So, and what are dictators around the world doing? They're taking advantage of it. Okay, here's resistance in the 25 to 30 area. This market is pointed higher. Goldman's saying that the unemployment numbers are coming in higher than forecast. Normally that would rally the market. That would be tempered somewhat or buffered somewhat with, oh, are these numbers good enough for the Fed to raise interest rates? I don't think anybody thinks the Fed can raise interest rates. So our first sells in this 30 area. Let them get stops above the overnight session high. So 30.35 is sell 1. And then 40.45 is sell 2. Be picking up the area, the highs that came in on 9.24, where we did actually go over 50. Best resistance is against 50. On the buy side, you'd be buying 10 to 15. And then the buck to 05 for buy 2. Again, the way to trade this without sticking your neck fully out is to let the news hit, go with the news, try to buy the mode/mean, value area high or low, or where the news hit the market would be your third choice. It almost never gets back to where the news hits the market. And then if the market fails to extend the range, you get out. If that does require quickness of thought, quickness of action. You can't, if you get a feeling or you get an idea, you just have to move. If you're not capable of trading that style, then let the dust settle and trade the 10-year plus or minus 230 seconds, trade the 30-year plus or minus 5 or 6 30 seconds, and trade the E-mini plus or minus 5 points around development, and you'll be in pretty good shape, and you can make your business plan that way. Okay, it's going to take a bit to get everything up. I'm going to get busy on that. I will be back with you as soon as possible, and I'll be back with you in 20 minutes anyway on the news.